sell the sizzle, not the steak. In any business, it's critical to know what you are actually selling. Very often, it's not what it appears to be. If you are selling a house, for example, you are obviously not selling wood, brick, or concrete. Instead, you are tapping into a person's dream, his or her perception of how they are going to feel and live once they get into the home. A good friend of mine was the first to teach me this valuable lesson. He used to own a beautiful apartment complex in a lovely California town. Once, while I was in town, he gave me a tour of the property. It was complete with tennis court, two beautiful swimming pools, a workout room, and a picnic area. Wow, was my reaction. I'll bet everyone loves to use all this great stuff. Actually, Richard, you may be shocked to know that virtually no one used the facilities. I wish they would, but the reality is they don't, was his response. It turned out that less than 10% of the residents had ever used any of the facilities, and less than 5% used them regularly. This came as quite a shock to me, as I was always a person who would fall into that 5%. My friend went on to explain that despite the fact that almost no one used the facilities, virtually everyone, before they move in, thinks they are going to. In fact, it's one of the primary reasons they choose an apartment complex and one of the only reasons they are willing to pay top dollars for it, the steak. In this example, is the apartment complex. The sizzle is the fancy surroundings and facilities. The sizzle is what's doing the selling, not the steak. So the best way to set a potential residence on the property was for my friend to be sure to show everyone the completed facilities. Invariably, this should get his potential customers dreaming of how they were going to finally take time to relax, learn to play tennis, swim in the pool, enjoy barbecues with friends, and so forth. The analogy of selling the sizzle instead of the steak can be extended to many other types of businesses. I have to admit that often I've made my decision on which hotel to stay at based solely on the fact that they have an indoor pool and room service. Rarely, however, do I actually take advantage of these luxuries. The same is true with the restaurants. Once in a while, my wife and I will choose a restaurant because they have an incredible dessert at the menu. We dream of that decadent piece of chocolate cake, but except for an extremely rare occasion, we will usually pass on dessert. We either feel too full after the meal or worry about the weight we are going to gain should we choose to eat it. The point is, we enter the restaurant not because of any rational thinking, but because we, like most people, are influenced by our thoughts and dreams. Think of the millions of exercise gadgets that are sold each year. Surveys show that everyone absolutely believes that they are going to become disciplined and use the equipment on a regular basis. New customers dream of flat stomachs and muscular arms. However, statistics show us that 90% of consumers stop using the equipment within 10 days of purchasing it, and virtually all the rest quit after a month or two. Only a tiny percentage of people continue to use the equipment. The companies making these products know that the best way to sell these machines is to effectively tap into the dreams of the consumer. So they put photographs of a beautiful, muscular woman and firm, physically fit, handsome man on the boxes. The sizzle is the possibility that you and I might look like those people in the photograph. It's important to know that people love to dream. So, if you want to sell something, be sure you know what the dreams are. Factor this knowledge into whatever it is you are selling, product or service, and you'll be amazed at how much more effective you will become.